Hey everyone, this is my review for Stargirl Season 3, Episode 5, titled Frenemies Chapter 5, The Thief. The description for the episode says, as Courtney continues to secretly help Cameron, the team notices that she's pulling away from her role as the JSA leader. Mike and Jakeem approach Cindy with a proposition. Yolanda's decision to follow her intuition leads her to make a shocking discovery. I love this episode right from the start. I think it's one of the best of the season, much better than the last one, and I just wish that the show got way more attention. Leah Thompson was such a great director. Walter Garcia does the best action scenes, but I think they're tight on everything else. We saw Gambler's death from Cindy's perspective, and it looks like she wasn't lying about the gun accidentally going off. It was all thanks to her lizard changes making her arm jolt, which makes me wonder if she might have stabbed him on accident too, based on how she was standing over him all badass, looking terrified with her blade out. What if she found Gambler alive with the trailer destroyed and tried to help, only for her arm to jolt, causing the shift to swing out and kill him, kinda like when she killed her mother, so there's added trauma for her. The problem is that Sly was stabbed the same way, unless the killer did that on purpose to throw them off his trail. Courtney's now the total opposite of last season, ignoring her Stargirl responsibilities and only focusing on Cameron. I love how she was clearly texting Cam while Sly was getting her cut up because she was too busy doing research for Cameron instead. She claimed she'd look on Wikipedia, but didn't that work for Yolanda? If Ted had a whole wiki page, can't Cam just Google Icicle and find out the truth about his father? Except Courtney actually stole Pat's files on Icicle, and I was thinking since Cindy can't get into her father's files, maybe she's gonna have Courtney help her and steal Ito's files too? Except then Cindy finally got into Ito's files by using the gambler's tech. Why didn't she just think of that before? She got access to all his layers, but then she had to run out before Sly could find her down there. I just don't get how Sly gets to keep doing all this terrible shit, like losing his temper in front of the kids and burning the ISA portrait because he claims that they're mocking him like a madman, but then he's immediately forgiven and with no consequences, and we're supposed to think he's the hero? This man is Homelander. It's no wonder Mike hates him. Mike put in all this effort to prove himself and they still ignore him, while Sly just keeps messing up and yet everyone loves him, especially Pat. It's like we're back to the days when it seemed like Mike was gonna team up with Cindy because he felt so left out. I loved when Barbara said that Mike is her son, but they've barely even had screen time together. Only Jakeem gets scenes with Mike. I'm so glad we got that scene of Sly reassuring Mike, because he wasn't taken seriously either as the Star Spangled Kid, and saying that to him, Mike's already proven himself as a hero by killing Icicle and fighting Eclipso. Mike really needed that, and it's gotta be Sly's best scene. He actually seemed like a kind, genuine human being for once. Mike got inspired to find the killer himself, so after Cindy saved him from some bullies, he wanted her to join his own team. I wish that they wouldn't have used that pink filter, just let Cindy have her badass Santana Lopez moment. For a moment I thought that those two and Jakeem might end up forming Infinity Inc. because they've all been excluded from the JSA, kinda like the origin of Infinity Inc. in the comics, where they crashed the JSA Party 2 edition but got rejected and formed their own team instead, but then Cindy rejected them. Mike might still come up with the name though. He suggested Young All-Stars, another DC team, but Jakeem hated it, and with the whole murder mystery angle, maybe he's gonna call them Infinity Inc. as a joke, referencing the Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. I finally got what I wanted with Cindy and Courtney bonding over their shitty fathers after Courtney asked Cindy for advice on telling Cam the truth about Jordan. Of course Cindy said no, it's better to leave him with a fantasy of his father than making him feel like they do knowing the truth about their fathers. I love how caring Cindy is, in her own way of course, but she doesn't care about Cam's feelings that much because she immediately tried to provoke him to see if he has powers. I'm so glad that she got back at him for mocking her childhood trauma last year, and we found out he was institutionalized as a kid because he couldn't get over his mother's death. I'd love to learn more about what it was like for them to grow up in Blue Valley, surrounded by all their parents' villain drama going on in the background. Could Cameron actually have been institutionalized at the Helix Institute? Maybe the pain of his mother's death and witnessing Jordan turn to ice right after triggered Cam's powers and he couldn't control them. Jordan might have taken him to Helix to learn how to contain them, and he had to get over his mother's death, so they blocked some of his memories, and that's why he doesn't remember seeing Jordan use his powers. They've gotta be showing us his bad news, just the way that he stares at Courtney. I liked him before, but all of his Courtney art's always been creepy, and he took his father's love advice, the same man that murdered his competition. He's clearly mentally unstable, and they're so doing the artsy kid goes insane trope that I didn't want him to do in season 1. His downfall is sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy because everyone already is convinced that he's just like his father. Only Courtney thinks she can fix him, but she's gonna regret it once he finds out who killed his father. I could totally see him losing control of his powers again and trying to suffocate her in a life-size version of that little ice sculpture he made or something like that. Meanwhile, Sly went to check out Ito's outer layers, and that scene looked great. The way that he's losing his temper, comparing his mom to a lizard, and checking himself out in the mirror just tells me that if those people were watching the show, he would be another literally me character like Joker and Homelander. I actually kinda like Sly this episode, and it's interesting that the two scenes where I didn't were underground and with the staff. So could the staff be making him unstable? Maybe it still has some of Eclipso's dark energy, and that's what he's absorbing down in the darkness. When he's without it, he's been all caring and rational with Mike or the JSA, even if he's giving terrible advice. Telling Rick about the limiter is clearly gonna lead to some sort of addictions storyline with his powers. I don't really get the whole Beth pushing her parents away thing, cause honestly, Dr. Chapel's more useful for the team than Mike and Barbara, and Sly should know that. And yeah, it's a good thing Yolanda found the laptop, but now she wants to kill Cindy, so that's bad news for me. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for similar content. Leave your thoughts on the video or episode in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Goodbye.